that I'm pitting his children against him. No, that is not true. I am their sounding board. They get to talk to me about things that are hard, and I listen.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, Christina's got a very, very good, strong point, because here's the thing, you know, if you're not available for your children to want to talk to you, or you don't build a relationship with them that they can come to you, confide in you, and talk to you about anything, well, what are they going to do? They're going to want to go to the parent that is there for them, the one that does respond to them, the one that they know will be there for them to confide in and have a conversation about. So really and true, when it comes to this aspect of their relationship, Kody, he's tripping. Like, he has to check himself. He has to ask himself the question, why is it the kids are going to Christine, and why is it they're going to the mums, and they're the ones who are there talking about me or whatever they're talking about? But in reality, if he had a good relationship with his children, well, one, they wouldn't go and talk about him behind his back, well, based on obviously how he feels, and two, you know, you definitely wouldn't be in this situation. So Kody definitely has to take accountability for this behavior that's happening right here, right now. But hey, man, we continue.
His actions over the course of 10 years is what has demolished his big picture. You can't just pick favorites. You can't just stay at one person's house and expect to still have a big picture of a big, huge, happy, big family.
No lies were told. No lies were told whatsoever. You burn your bridges, you have to rebuild your bridges. I don't know if that's the same, but I know the saying does start off with, you know, if you burn your bridges or you burn, well, you get what I'm saying, right? And the matter of fact is, Kody cannot rely or expect the wives, the mothers of his children to be the ones to solve everything. He cannot expect them to be the ones to tell the kids to respect their father or to want to be around their father. I mean, listen, I know what I said last week and I still stand by what I said last week, but I like to, you know, play on both sides and advocate. But at the end of the day, in this week, it is abundantly clear that Kody expects to put all the pressure on the wives to be the ones who can tell the kids that they need to be this, and that towards him. When in reality, his relationship with his children are due to the fact that when Robyn came into the picture, he decided to put more attention into Robyn, and also most importantly, decided to put more attention into Robyn and her children, especially around COVID times. COVID times was a hard time for everybody. And at the end of the day, Kody should have found a way to prioritize every single one of his children as much as he could. But instead of doing that, he decided to prioritize one side of the family, and that happened to be Robyn's side. And if he can't see that, and he can't be apologetic for that, well, what is going on with you and your children is going to continue happening. And at the end of the day, no parent should expect the child to be the bigger person. In reality, it should be Kody going to the kids and saying, "Hey, I know I messed up." Or saying, "Hey, I know I upset you, so let's have a conversation about it." Rather than him expecting the wives to tell the children to come to him and to apologize to him or to have a conversation with him. I will never ever understand, and then nor will I ever respect anyone that expects the children to be the bigger person in the situation. The parent is the role model. The parent is the parent. The parent should always lead no matter what, you know? Just the way I see it, unless of course the parent has gone so far that the child just decides to block you off, and sometimes that happens. And if that happens, again, the only person to blame is still the parent, and in this situation, that is Kody freaking Brown. But we'll move on to the next clip. But before we do that, please do make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also, make sure you smash the like button, because I know you're all still here. You know what I mean? But let's continue.
I feel like, yeah, I need to figure out how to forgive her. That'd be a good idea. But am I ever going to trust her? Probably not.
Kody's been bringing up going to counseling and therapy for years.
The reality is this: when it comes to trusting Christine or trusting any of the wives or trusting his children, to be honest with you, the trust has to come within yourself to be started. You know what I mean? I think Kody is someone that definitely focuses on the things that are more focused on himself, as we know, because he's a narcissistic person. I think, to be honest with you, his focus should be him building his trust with his children. He should be building a relationship for them to trust him. I don't really think that it's a massive factor or a massive thing for him to want to trust the wives, any of the wives, or apart from Robyn, because he still currently is with her, right? The other three, we know it's a bit of a myth now, isn't it? So really and truly, his only job and only priority is build trust with his children. So therefore, he won't be in this situation where he feels as if the wives are the ones who are turning the children against him, even though that's not necessarily even the case. So that's where his focus should be when it comes to trust. Now, and to be honest with you, within due time, I can imagine that will then translate into trust within the wives, because the reality is that once the wives see him stepping up, him obviously, you know, now doing a better job with his children, taking accountability, instead of giving them the pressure, in the end, he will end up getting a better response or a better energy from the wives, because they'll be like, damn, he's actually changing. And that's a good thing. And I think in that time, the communication between him and the wives would then improve. And then once that communication improves, that's when it's like, okay, now I can trust you. And you would end up trusting them without even thinking about it, even though this whole thing isn't even about you trusting the wives. That's the most irrelevant thing in this whole conversation, to be honest with you. But Kody thinks that going to therapy therapy is an idea, and I believe he wants to do breakup therapy with Christine. Never heard of that in my life personally, but either way, the whole idea of a breakup counseling session or therapy, whatever, the sad thing about it is that it's all to benefit him, because he's the one that's only suffering, allegedly. Like, bro, you're not the only person suffering here. The kids are suffering. You know, the wives are suffering. But most importantly, the kids are suffering. You should be worried about them, not yourself, man. What's wrong with you? A whole part of being a parent is that you worry about your children first. You know, or at least I think that's what it's about, right? I'm not a parent just yet, or may never be, but I imagine that if I was, and if I will, then my priority is going to be making sure that my children come first over me, right? You know what I mean? Well, at least until they're old enough to be able to put themselves in a position where I can relax, if you dig what I'm saying. But hey, man, we continue.
During COVID, things shifted. I made it empirically clear that I did not need the boys to apologize. I just need to communicate with them and talk and sort of clear the air of all these rumors going on in the family.
I never thought I'd ever see a parent struggling so bad to have a conversation with his own kids. I mean, the thing is, I haven't heard any, there's never been a part where I've heard Kody say that I have tried reaching out. Unless I've missed that, I haven't heard that. All I keep hearing is that all I want them to do is talk to me so we can have a discussion. But I've never heard him say that he's actually reached out. Because, you know, there's times when Janelle was like, I don't know why this guy just won't do himself. Like, he's meant to be the head of the household, right? He's meant to be that guy. So really and truly, this is his responsibilities. But for some reason, he's giving it to us, the wives. Like, make that make sense, you know? It's something along those lines. You know, and Kody sits there and he talks about, you know, it's been 25 years and, you know, talks about obviously when your kids get older, it goes both ways. I mean, listen, yes, it does go both ways to a certain degree. But in situations where you have now had a fallout, really and truly, it is going to be your job to reach out. Now, whether or not your children decide to ignore you or respond to you, that is up to them. But if you at least reach out and you do your bidding, at least you know you've done your bidding. And the matter of the fact is, there's no proof that I've seen that says you have done that. All you continue to keep doing is complaining. And not only do you complain, but you don't also blame as well. Like, yo, you're not a man's man, you know? You're not even a parent at this stage, at least not to your children with Janelle, Christine, and Meri, for that matter. Do you know what I mean? When it comes to Robyn's kids, well, you're more than happy to go and, you know, have an experience with one of them getting their ears pierced for the first time and be like, oh yeah, I actually never did this with all my other children, but it's good that I'm finally doing it with this one, like, which is a good thing. But come on, man. And to be fair, I'm not even too sure which children are his from Robyn, which is even more kind of strange, right? Because he's prioritizing kids that are not even biologically his. I'm not saying that's wrong, but you know what I'm saying? Like, But anyway, we proceed.
About the kids respecting him, and my kids are like, what?
I'm not going to sit here and try to put together this relationship post-children leaving when there's not a whole lot in common. I don't even know who this guy is anymore.
You know, that last line hit hard. I don't even know who this guy is anymore. You know, and you got to wonder if Janelle's saying that, what the hell do you think the kids are thinking? The kids are like, I don't even know who this man is. This man, once upon a time, used to look after me. He used to play me. He used to come and see me all the time. This man used to walk around and make sure he spent time with every single wife, you know. And now this man only wants to come and complain, and his relationship with my mother or the other mothers is now starting to break down, and they're all starting to leave him. Who is this man that I once upon a time saw as my hero? Who is this man that once upon a time I saw as my actual father, my dad, the guy to go to, the one that made me masculine, the one that made me strong, the one that gave me that backbone, or at least was supposed to do that? Who is this person? And that line is so freaking, whew, boy, that one hit hard. But yeah, like, just like Janelle even said there as well, you know, Kody needs to get out of his head this whole apology thing. It's a draining situation, you know? I really hope that the whole season isn't filled with Kody, you know, trying to find a way to get the kids to come to him and say sorry. You know, there needs to be a common ground somewhere, you know? But it's feeling like as if it's not coming anytime soon. It's hella irritating. it's hella annoying, you know. It's frustrating. Honestly, like, if I'm a father now, one of the biggest disappointments I could ever have in my life is that my children no longer see me as the hero anymore. They no longer see me as their dad anymore. They no longer see me as that guy that they always looked up to, you know, the guy that always inspired them, the guy that was always their main role model, you know. Like, yo, this is messed up, man. Kody needs to look in the mirror and really, you know, sort himself out. But that is, I guess, wishful thinking. But hey, thank you so much for your time, ladies and gentlemen. Please do make sure you leave a like and a subscribe in the comment section. Make sure you like the video, subscribe, and then leave a comment in the comment section. That's the one. Peace.